This is Montserrat culture, we'll be proud of it forever.
This is Montserrat culture, we'll be proud of it forever.
Welcome to my Montserrat Eze Bongo.
Pleasure to be here and amongst great company and family.
We're here in New York, and this is the White Wall feature. Introduce yourself to the fans.
Well, my name is Eze Bongo, Banastel Huzzy, Milton Huzzy or Tom, as most people may know me as. But most people just know my face and realize who I am.
And most people know you as Tom.
Yeah.
Tell us about Tom.
Well, Tom grew up in a child's village, Plymouth, Montserrat, and a very adventurous guy as myself. I still am today and hope to be until death do us part from my characters and personalities.
Here's what interests me about the Tom name though. That's not on your birth certificate.
No, it's not.
What's the deal with Tom?
Well, Tom was from an old man, Tom Nose or Tom Lake, as they call him, from Trials.
Right.
And very mystical man, you know. So when I was born, he died and my grandmother dreamt of him, and they figured, well, they have to call me Tom because it's the person who they dream of, they call the child after the following day, you know.
So that's an interesting piece of Montserrat culture. Tom is essentially a jumping name.
Yeah, my jumping name, as people call it.
Right.
It's who I'm supposed to carry on from.
That's something most of us share.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell them I'm from Tom, but that's something we share. So what was it like growing up in Trials?
In Trials, well, Trials was very interesting, dramatic. It was like growing up on a movie set where you have action, drama, everything that a youth man will want for a successful life in time to come, you know. And the most fundamental part of it is growing up amongst the older folks and stuff in the village who taught me my personalities that teachers couldn't teach me in school, because school is for educated fools, but you need people who already experienced in life to teach you about life and from their experiences. So it was really nice atmosphere to really grow up amongst the old people and young people too, as myself.
So you spent a lot of time with your grandparents growing up?
Yeah, my grandparents and my great-grandparents, they were the one that molded me for success pretty much, you know, rather than the party life and the glamorous life that most people are living today and can't really suffice for themselves, you know.
Okay. So tell me about the transition from Tom to Eze Bongo.
Well, the transition from Tom to Eze Bongo was really an enlightenment stage where Rastafari and the cultural aspect of growing up in Montserrat really took hold of my life and really showed me, well, there is a new birth. Like some people will say they're reborn again in Jesus, but it's when I become a man and put away childish things that are, the name Eze Bongo came to me in a dream, you know, and it has stuck with me from ever since. And I really appreciate the name, I love the name also.
So Eze Bongo is Tom the Rastaman?
Yes, correct.
Basically.
A transcending union.
Okay. So what are some of the things you believe in? I mean, I know you personally, I know you're passionate about a lot of things. Talk to me about some of the things that you're passionate about.
Well, the most thing that I'm passionate about is politics in general and how it plays out on the youth. Because like growing up and things like that, I really couldn't listen to reggae music or hang around the Rasta man, which I did because I'm reckless and careless like that, you know. But today, when I look around at my friends and them who know gay, they think that they're too pretty to work or to provide for their family, they are welfare or they are on some kind of handout from the government and really can't come about for themselves, you know. So it kind of let me know, like, what we were bred for and what we were groomed for as adults, you know, because it really pains me to see that men are not even men anymore, you know.
Okay.
So it just burns me heart sometimes when I can't hold a manly conversation with my peers, you know.
Brilliant. And how about some of your Rasta beliefs? I mean,
Well,
as a Rasta man, what are you standing on?
Well, as a Rasta man, growing up around Rasta and dreadlocks and bald head is a principle and a way of life. You know, it's like an emperor lifestyle, you know, and I've carried myself as an emperor because I'm not into that religion where say sufferation come from God and not the people that inflicted on others. You know what I mean? So as an emperor I must defend myself and carry myself as the man who really listen to God and guide my faith and survive for myself, you know?
Okay, so you it influences the way you live, the way you dress, the way you speak and notice.
Yeah, I home around my business and everything like that, you know?
Okay. That's I mean with the turban especially.
Well, the turban is more like, I don't like people running up behind me and touching me here and things like that, but it also a growing process from since where I started out from. Is more like a measuring stick of my process, because I remember where I was when I had 1 inch dread, 2 inch dread, to now I'm at 36 inch and more, you know what I mean? So it's an accomplishment within itself, and it's like the pyramids and the writings on the wall that a lot of people don't really see or can't really decode, you know, unless you really get into my brain and realize where I was like 10 years ago or 15 years ago and what I was doing, you know? Right. So it's more like a trophy for living in a Babylon and don't have to conform to modern day demands.
Yeah, as a Rasta man, you dance to your music.
Yeah, man, definitely, you know?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, let me go back to Montserrat a little bit, because we trials is in what you call the exclusion zone now.
Right.
There, you know, you can't go back over there. You grew up in the shadow Chances Peak. Talk to me about that.
Well, Chances Peak is a whole mystical region, you know, that a lot of people really never get the opportunity to really experience, you know. And I used to run up there, spend nights up there and things like that. And as I'm saying about Jumbi, you know, maybe I'm enlightened by Jumbi because my great-grandmother tell me, listen, the dead have no power over the living, so they can't do nothing. Just listen to what they have to say and let them go about their business, you know. So, in a sense of that, when I'm confronted by spirits and stuff like that, I just listen to hear what they have to say and make my own decisions about what to do rather than them taking command of my life, you know, because it's just the way how things move, and a lot of us have inner feelings and desires and passion that we don't know how to act on, but we get possessed by spirits and stuff like that, and then we don't know what come into us or what came into us, you know. But we just act.
But you remember there were a lot of legends concerning Chances Peak, one being the mermaid thing. You're familiar with that?
Yeah, I definitely remember the mermaid thing, you know.
So, this is Montserrat culture, we'll be proud of.
There's another thing, there's so many places up there. There's a place they used to call Mermaid Cave, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, it's not the real thing, but there's a little place they used to call Mermaid
yeah,
Cave.
I know Mermaid Hole, Mermaid Cave and Boutique Cave too, you know?
And Bobby Hole. I was talking to my friend the other day, and they grew up over there with me, and they don't know where Bobby Hole is.
Yeah, but
plenty of people seem to remember that.
Plenty of people forget their roots, and then forgot Reeds Hill Mountain, and then forgot Barkay, and then forgot Hookaman, and all them people there, you know. But it's something that's in the heart, and it's genuine, you know. So
it's one of those things that getting into Bobby Hole itself was a trip.
Listen, man. It is a challenge, like a gladiator, to actually go into those places and come out in a one piece. You have to really challenge yourself and your individual. It's more like the Africans and them going in the bush and hunting lions and so to become of man and come of age. And when you tell people that, yo, you've been to Dudan and certain places up in the mountain, they know, what? You're a bad man, because 4 o'clock in the afternoon, even the toughest man and them a fly come out in them regions, you know?
Sure that.
And to be up in there 5, 6 o'clock at night, and so you have to be like a phenomenal, you know? And things like that. So it was really nice, man.
Well, let's talk about Eze Bongo, the musician. How did you get into music? What influenced you to get into music?
Well, you know what? It was Teacher Elva at Kinsale Primary School, but I always gravitated to music, you know. And I remember they had a record, the flute record class, and I asked my mother for some money to take the classes in music, because it was like a Cambridge class and thing. And she said, well, she don't have no money for waste, you know. So I went round to all the little rum shop and so with my pan and me knock music and play music and get a little 50 cents and 75 cents from the Rasta man them and thing and the rumble them. And I was able to pay my way through music class, which was $10 at that time, you know.
Right.
It wasn't much, but the little 50 cents and them were plenty work for add up, you know.
Right. And so what do you play?
Well, actually I play everything. I'm a skill in everything, but I'm more like the bass and the rhythm guitar to an aspect, you know. I think, but every now and again I fool around on the drum if nobody there always feeling and things like that, you know.
And what kind of music do you like?
Well, it's more reggae music, because reggae music is more of a feel than an actual reading on paper, and playing it is more what you feel and the vibes and how you carry off yourself, you know, depending on the mood and the atmosphere.
Okay, I mean, are you playing with anybody? I mean, I've seen pictures of you with a band in Manhattan and, you know, a couple of gigs around.
Yeah, I play with a few bands and things like that. I also play with The Atrocities. I played with Streetwise Soul and Maloa, a lot of upcoming artists, Ohene Cornelius, and numerous to mention with the New Amsterdam Music Association and things like that, you know. That's an organization that's been around nearly like over 100 years, if I'm exact. I think 105, you know.
Right. So that leads me to the next question. Your poetry.
Yeah.
How long have you been writing?
Well, I've been writing poetry now nearly about 15 years, you know. And it just, the frustration that I had to really combine Montserrat bush life compared to New York City life, you know. So I had to write down little pause and clause about this existent and that existent and how the two of them combine to make me a better person, you know. So it was more like a blueprint and a map for myself to really map my way and navigate my way through the city and the system, you know.
Right. I noticed you also write a lot about Montserrat, you know, about Montserrat and things.
Well, you know what? Montserrat is my first love. And there's no place like home. I've just not had the opportunity to be back home yet, because I'm trying to build like a solid foundation that I know that I'll be financially secure. Because you really can't depend on people really to do nothing for you besides yourself. You know?
Right.
And what I write about Montserrat too is the way how I've been indoctrinated and the way how I've been introduced to the mainstream and big people that me don't know. For instance, right, I have a friend that comes from Africa, and he brought me a whole bunch of rings and jewelry, and all the rings and them only can fit on my wedding finger, you know. And it made me write a song or a poem that I'm married to a mermaid and chances speak, you know. On her behalf, I take the floor to speak, because it's just like, yo, my love for Montserrat has brought me so much gratitude worldwide, you know, that it's because of the mermaid who have my heart that we really can go out there and say, well, yo, you know what, material things and people really can get to me to an extent, you know. So it's more about the land and the mythology behind the land that really fundamental to me, you know.
Okay. I mean, and I remember you have a website. Tell us your address where you publish your poetry.
Well, it's at bongowarrior.com, and it was set up as a medium for the diaspora to actually look back and joke and laugh about Montserrat before the volcanic eruption and things like that, with fun memories and stuff. So I would write and try to uplift the people, emotional spirits and stuff, because you know what, the part of Montserrat is gone, but it will never be forgotten, and if we don't write the history of it, then nobody will really collectively come about and say, yo, me remember that, and now me remember this, you know. So it's like that we decide to come up and say, I will sponsor it and stuff with win, help and things like that, you know.
Right. So at some point you decided, well, you're going to try to publish, you know, put it in a book, put some of your stuff in a book. Tell us about the process. Yeah.
Well, the process actually came to me, you know. It was my 5th grade teacher, Gertrude Schott, that came up with the idea that I have a lot of material and I should put the material together. And it so happened that I did a project for some professors, Ned Drew and Brenda McManus from Rutgers University, and they like my poetry, and they say that they're going to get some students to really work on it and put a book together. So I did get the book together and sent it to them, and they did the art directing and the printing and stuff, and I came up with the money for the production and to produce the book and everything like that. So it was more like a gift from God, you know.
What is it called?
It is called Fabirocus. Auntie. This is the book, Fabirocus, and it is about the fabulous ruckus that we live under in a society where people would like shave the eyebrow and paint them on, and people will cut their hair or not maintain their hair and put in weave, you know, and cover it over with a wig. And it's like a fabulous ruckus, you know, because like, why you gonna take care of a foreign entity than yourself, you know? Right. So it's more like an enlightenment stage and things like that, you know?
So where can we get it? Is it available on your website?
Yeah, it is available on my website, and it's at amazon.com, that you can go and just type in Eze Bongo, Fabirocus, and Google it, and all the details will come up, you know?
Okay. Well, read something first from Fabirocus, one.
Man, you know what? Every time I touch the book, it's like a dream come true, and I'm trying to find one of my favorite poems that I wrote in the book. And what is embarrassment? God have mercy. When you pee all over your lodging and have to sun them like flag. When you in a gutter number 2, a man start to stone you and you running on your own doodle. That is embarrassment. What is embarrassment? When you're in the bush with a girl and you feel a belt in your back. When you get caught in the act and get your 2 hands tied behind your back, then tied on the side of the road for people to see you. That is embarrassment. What is embarrassment? When you volunteer to climb a nut tree and next thing you know, somebody fanning you. When you're in the gutter and you hear the flies, but you still go and peep. That is embarrassment. What is embarrassment? When you hold out your hand to beg and somebody spit in it. When you get a hot piece of meat in your bare hands and the dog eat it before it drops. That is embarrassment. What is embarrassment? When everybody in a tree eating mango and you still on the ground and stone. When you're at school and play ball and your pant crutch bursts and you don't have no underpants at all. That is embarrassment. What is embarrassment? I laugh because nothing compares. If you tried and failed, try and try again. When you give up, when you quit, that is embarrassment. Yes, so that is just one of the poems on them from Fabirocus, you know?
A fabulous ruckus.
Yeah, fabulous ruckus out there right now, you know?
Are you gonna send some copies home?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I've already mailed a few, and I plan to put them on the radio station for raffles and things like that, you know, as a first edition, because it's going to be 5 volumes, so this is the first volume.
That's volume 1?
Volume 1, you know. I still haven't have the title for volume 2 yet, but they're in the making. They're being edited right now as we speak.
I mean, you talk about politics and that kind of thing. Would you be interested in getting into politics when you return to Montserrat?
No, I would not be interested in getting into politics, because basically politics is subjugated to another person's rules. What I would like to be is more like a spiritual advisor, like my great-grandmother was, because of my knowledge that I've inherited. I figure I've learned enough that I can teach people who come and seek knowledge and give them my knowledge to the best of their ability to help them to succeed in life, you know. But to be as a politician, now I have to depend on people for vote and discredit myself, and now I really can't go through that, my lord, you know.
Okay.
I think, because politicians are more, to me are more like low-life beggars, you know, that actually go out there and beg for a spot that they can't really fulfill and find themselves in the loser's seat, that the loser's seat, and another winner that thinks their winner becomes a loser eventually.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, me can't really see myself as a loser falling in and out of emotions, you know.
But you would like to do something for the young people, though?
Yes, definitely. I would like to open like a school or clinic or something like that, so the young people and them. Well, you know what? I'm a contractor, as you know,
Right.
So majority of my knowledge about construction come from my grandfather and the Rastas up in the mountain at an early age. I used to do carving with man like Taff, Willing and Sylvie, you know. So it was more like a cultural thing. So I would like to take back that aspect in Montserrat where like an older experienced generation really teach the youngsters and them how to be successful in life and thing, you know.
See. So now that you have the book out, tell me how you feel about the book. Because I mean, we talked about it, and you're gone from a couple of poems on your laptop to you got a little book going, and you got how the whole process. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, actually, it don't really make me feel no way, because like I've been doing this for over like 10 years. So it's just like right now it's just in paper form, so I haven't really get the full of it, maybe because it's like really fresh right now, you know. Right. So I just see like been there, done that, on to the next one, you know. But one day I'll probably look back and say, wow, I really did this when I was like 30 something years or something like that. It took 10 years to actually get to this point, you know. Right. So right now my head is really on the next one, you know, because like this one is pretty light in comparison to the rest of them that's coming, you know. So this is just an introduction of me and the people that are around me, you know. And so I'm more looking forward to the heavier material that people will really say, wow, you know.
Okay.
They can read like a page and can't touch the book for the next month to get to the next page, you know.
Yeah, so that's...
Yeah, some deep stuff, you know.
That's volume 1, you're saying, of 5?
Yeah, this is volume 1 of 5.
Okay. If you would, what kind of advice you would give, you talk about young people today, the stuff that's going on. What kind of advice you would give to young people? That's something I know you're passionate about also.
The advice that I would give to young people is for them to realize that slavery is not over, and although people may dictate our future and what they would like us to become and beat us to become it, they're pretty much just taking the role of the slave master and preparing us to be slaves, or proper slaves to be. But each and every individual have their own desire, passion and will to do what they desire to do. You know, so if you may be not profitable to someone, that does not mean that you're a lesser person. You're profitable to yourself and you're comfortable with yourself. You do what you're comfortable with, you know. From since I was a little kid, everybody say I was crazy. You know what I mean? But it's not so much as crazy, it's just a matter of free will and doing what I feel like doing. It doesn't mean that it's what everybody else wants to do, you know what I mean? Right, so right. It's my own passion that I choose to follow. So I figure if you have a passion Whether if you even go up on the house roof and play a bucket. You know what I mean? There's a place in Hollywood for you to do that. You know? So anything that you're good at, you just follow it, and one day you might have something in writing or something to show for your crazy ideas, you know?
Right. Well, you know, everybody's different.
There you go, we're not standard edition, you know?
Right.
I think so. We have to show the complexity of our individuality, you know?
Well, to wrap things up, tell me, you play, how often you play out? We can, if you want to catch you in New York or something.
Well, you know what, it more come from a vibe. You know, like some of my boys and them will say, well, yo, they would like me to play, and I will come out and do something for them, because music is not my main source of income. It's more like a joy, you know what I mean? So when the spirit bite, me have to answer to it and go out and free up myself a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't want to party because I have money and me can go out and party. I want to party and be in an environment where everybody can enjoy, you know, and contribute more than just stand up on the wall and watch a girl with a big bumbo and figure, well, yo, that is the good life. More and go up on stage and sing to tune and make everybody turn their hand at the ear and say, well, yo, it's a collective thing, you know. And thing is like, me go up on stage, or you come on stage and you bring a saucepan, or you bring a can, or you bring 2 sticks, and everybody just play some music and enjoy yourself. You know, but watch me like me a puppet or me a clown and figure, well, yo, I'm here to entertain you. And that's how it works, you know what I mean? It's a collective enjoyment. You know, so if you come party with me, you come and you have a good time, and we both have a good time, and that's how we go, you know. But as for me going and playing out and so, I'm more posted on my Facebook page. A lot of people know I'm Eze Bongo on Facebook.
So this was interesting, Izzy. Once again we're talking with Montserrat poet / musician Eze Bongo. Thanks for coming on, Izzy. And what do you have for us in parting? What do you like to say?
Well, it's never a parting, you know. It's just a condescending form, like raindrops, and I hope to be here again. But as we're wrapping up now, I would just tell everybody, say, yo, it's just one love, and nothing in life happened by chance. It's just destiny, because God write everything, you know. So even if you're going through the worst of it all, it is written by God, and you have to use the experience and make a positive out of it. Because what not kill you only makes you stronger. And you have to rise above it all and conquer your fears, you know?
That's what my old nigga used to say all the time.
Yeah, well, at work nigga, I come from and one day I will inherit the team of Grandmaster after 40 years, you know? So I'm looking forward for the grey hair and the wrinkles, and say I've done enough that I can really appreciate them, because they're more like the token of old age, you know? Like everybody fight for a gold medal, but the gold medal is the grey hair and everything like that you get for being on earth that long, you know? And it's something that money can't buy for sure, we know that. You know, because when you tell somebody like you're 80 or you're 90 years old, they go like, wow, you know? Up to now they can't find a cure to reach there. It's just a gift from God. So when you have it, you have to appreciate it. You know?
Okay, well, if you keep us up to date with the book, let me know when the next volume is coming out, and we'll tell the fans.
Well, most definitely. One love, Jah bless, God bless, Allah bless, Buddha bless, whatever makes you happy.
This is Montserrat culture, we'll be proud of it forever.
This is Montserrat culture, we'll be proud of it